right, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Another day, another trade. All right, let's get going. Welcome to Beyond Charts Morning Brew Show, where we discuss the process of how to set up your trades and see if we can find out the opportunities, how to structure these trades. What's up, GDH? Good morning to you. Good morning. All right, I know it's early, but the early bird gets the worm. All right, let's go get it. A lot of moves yesterday, a lot of great moves, a lot of great moves. Hey, what's up, James? What's up, James? Good morning to you. Good morning. All right. So, guys, just want to start off, guys. Thank you guys for joining in. And also want to share with you guys, because I had a conversation yesterday with a good buddy of mine, and we discussed at length. So what I'm doing here is not just to share my insights and so forth, but also to help you and show you what the processes are to start your day. So basically, as you know, we covered the news first. That's what we're about to do. Then we're going to cover the overall markets to find out what's going down, and then check out where if there are any potentials. All right. So, but basically, this type of market is a very, very different type of market than we had last year. Then, if you just started new to trading in the last maybe since 2008, 2009, you haven't seen this type of market. It's very, very different. It's a news-related market. So you really have to understand the levels, find out that the bots are working more so than ever. This week so far, and let me give you the news here. So far, I haven't been able to find this news. Again, with news, I'm just very skeptical with news, and you should be too. And not to say that don't believe it, but it's just more so just find out what the narrative is today. So right now, we know that we are at the bottom range of the SPX, XPX, but 5 things, and this I punched up in CNBC here, 5 things. It says, futures jump up on hopes of progress to Russian-Ukraine talks. I don't know if that's real or not, because on the other news sources, I'm hearing that they're still bombing hospitals and so forth. So again, just keeping an open mind. But if the market's reacting to this particular news, then we're going to trade them to the levels, right? So again, if this is the third Friday that they're buying, and this is the third Friday they're buying, then are we closer to the end of this conflict, or where are we exactly? Because if we're closer to the end, then we can skyrocket, and then we're going to take advantage of that. So what do I mean by that? And so I'm just going to jump on here, and I'm going to look at the overall markets. And when we look at the EU markets right here, I'm noticing that the EU markets, notice something here? They're all green. What's up, Skates? What's up, Skates? Good morning to you. So when we look at the EU markets, they're all green. Look at this. They're green for the week. When you start looking at each of DAX, every single market in the European market. And isn't that where the war is at? So that's a little bit of a kind of, a head scratcher. But if they're up and we're down and the war is over there, is telling me that they're buying over there. So again, I'm just trying to put the pieces together to find out what the algos are thinking. I see a lot of accumulating happening. I wrote that then in our Patreon group. We did hit the levels overnight. It's great that we hit the levels overnight. If you want access to the Patreon group, just go in there. It's on my link. Go in there, and you can support the page, and you have access to all the wonderful levels in the news that we give out every evening. But as far as right now, we notice that this thing. What's up, Moses? What's up, Moses? Ceasefire. Spy call fire today. Yeah. So basically, what are we noticing here? We're noticing, again, a lot of buying the European markets. If they buy today, and if that news is true that there's a ceasefire, or they're about to resolve that conflict, then the markets can rally big today. And we're looking at like 4,400, 4,500. So I'm going to be swatching the 4,400 to 4,450s for a Monday, maybe. They're around $5 or so, but for the XPX. But I'll dive into that. But anyway, anything can happen. Now on the flip side of it, there's also some news that came out, and again, there's this. I'm going to show you. I just tweeted it on my Twitter account just because I thought it was relevant. I will only put things on my Twitter that I feel that are relevant as far as news. But again, something to watch here. Shanghai suspends in-person classes at schools as in the COVID outbreak. So then that COVID story is coming back, and this just started. So I don't know if that's going to get legs, but something to keep an eye out, again. So it's just funny. You start noticing the patterns of fear mongering. But let's get into it. Let's get into it, guys. All right. So we have that. We got Barron's. Futures are up 42.89. We went as high as 43.27, 43.28 overnight. Unfortunately, hit the levels again, but this is still pretty bullish overall. So we're going to see crude is coming down. That is a plus. That's a huge, huge plus, guys. Huge plus. Bitcoin is up on that news. So again, 10-year note is right around 2%, which is expected. So again, what we're going to do, again, we're going to trade what's for today, and just notice they might take this up into Powell, which is next Wednesday. All right, but let's look at it. It's a possibility. Remember, we got to trade the market that we have. So unfortunately, this is a fast market. This is a trader's market. And if you understand the levels and the order flow, you'll do very, very, very well. But you have to take your profits. All right, so let's look at the overall markets here and the market environment. So when I start looking at this and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ and the Russell, again, so I'm looking at this. I'm seeing, some accumulation here happen in the last couple of days. We didn't sell off, especially with all the news that just hit, so the last days of news hasn't really affected us as much. So basically, I'm thinking we're at a bottom here. If there's any good news, and what I mean by good news like, hey, we're coming to a resolution, whatever it is on that war, we could skyrocket it because I think we're priced in all the bad news. Now, do they take it up into Powell again? So we got this, where was it? It's a little bit different here, but 4,300, right? That's where we're opening right now, 42.90. We actually were overnight, just to show you where we were. Overnight, this is, we were at 43.27, and that's going to put us at 43.27. That put us at 43.37. So it's going to put us right on top of this candlestick right there. Now, that is a pretty relevant candlestick, right? And that's probably why we sold off right in there. There's some gap fills in there. So again, if we take out that 43.50, what's the next level up here? It's going to be right in this range. And if 4,400 gets taken out, we could possibly even go to 44.50, which is going to put us right at that 200-day moving average right in there. Now, what happens there? I don't know. And is that a possibility? Maybe if there's buying today, could it possibly happen going into Monday? Tuesday, we sell off. All right. So just remember, I'm not bullish at all, but we do understand that this market goes in waves and they're not going to take it down all at once. Okay. So I'm trying to just giving you the opposite range, the flip coin. Now, if something bad happens and that news, any news related that comes out and says, hey, we're going to progress, or there's more war or another outbreak or whatever, then we can probably tank. Just know that this is a very news related market. But as of now, if we're putting the pieces together, okay, it's strange that this week, the European markets are up, the wars in Europe, and they're being affected a little bit more than sanctions, supposedly, than us, right? Their market is up. Our market is down. Now, the other reason behind that is the oligarchs, right? The oligarchs from Russia, they're probably selling a lot of their shares of spiders, XPX, of the American market to liquidate, and maybe they're buying it into Europe. So something to be considered. Again, cause and effect with sanctions. There's always a cause, there's always an effect. We're all connected. So sanctions, sometimes we think it's bad for a country, but actually it's bad for the country that is imposing those sanctions, as you can see, but that's a whole other story. But let's go into it right now. Let me go into it. Okay, so We still do the same thing on the NASDAQ, and we're noticing a lot of buying issue here, and we're noticing here on the IWM. IWM is much closer, and as you can tell, guys, look at this. All the moving averages are squeezing. If you're part of the class, you notice we're not there yet, right? This is the dailies, but maybe another week or 2 weeks. Can we rally or can we sell off? And that'll be a great opportunity on the daily. And we'll be looking at from the hourly and other multiple perspectives to see what happens there, reversal or continuation. All right, so let's go into the XPX now that we covered that. And I'm going to, let's see if we can find some mover because today is Lotto Fridays. Yep, let's get it. Let's get it. All right, so let's look for the movers. All right, for the XPX, like I said, we're going to open up. We went up as high as up here, so we're above the 50. Again, very, very good. I mean, that's, you know, we're rallying here. We're probably going to break above that 0, and we're coming back to that retest. So right now, as we stand, we're probably sitting right at that 42.92. Right, that's going to put us at 3,002 right there, guys, right at that high. So something big is about to happen. Let's watch it right there. Right there, we got everything lined up. Now, yesterday was really significant day, and I just want to share this with you real quick because I gave this indicator. For those of you that want it, send me a message. I will give you access to this indicator. I haven't named it. It's just basically 5 stocks in the S&P 500. So if you're trading SPY, SPX, E-minis, you really want to know the indicator. Now, how do I use the indicator? And I'll show you exactly how. So this was yesterday, and I'll do this real quick. I'm going to cover this on Sunday, but this was yesterday's action, right? So we noticed it was low. This is the 1 minute on the bottom. It's coming up, 9:30 hit, and basically there's a lot of selling off happen. But if we notice here, this green indicator, the first hour, even though it's kind of red, wasn't moving, it's telling me that those 5 stocks, those 5 key components in the XPX are being bought. Okay, so this helped me avoid whipsaw action where I was thinking bearish, bearish, bearish. Of course, we also watched the MACD. MACD's going up, and we're noticing all the movers are coming back up. But I didn't get into a bearish position at this moment because for the next hour, right, because this is the hour, basically was telling me that those 5 stocks that are key components in the S&P 500 were being bought. So if they're being bought, it's very difficult for us to continue going down. So that was another reason why that's how I use it. If you want access to that, you can have it. Just send me your trading view handle and I will grant you access. But this is how I use it. And then if you can tell, the next hour, right, which is roughly right around 10:30 and roughly right around 10, you know, we start noticing weakness here. And then 10:30, we saw what? We saw exactly a breakdown here, okay, at 10:30. So just a way that can use it, especially if you're trying to avoid whipsaws. So that's a beautiful, beautiful way. And that was just one of many yesterday. All right, so we got that. As far as today, we got the S&P 500. Now, can it go back up here to 43.41, right? 43.23. Can it get up to 44.20? Okay, so that is a possibility, guys, if we start going. Now, it can go either way. So just know that that's the upside. If the news is good, then we can probably climb, right? So that's why I'm looking at those XPX. I'm looking at 4400s and I'm looking at 4450s possibly. Okay, so I'll be watching them, not going to be just stalking them. Okay, on the flip side, if some bad news hits, then the 50-day moving, we're right there and we're going to sell off. But there is a lot of accumulation, guys. I just want to show you what I mean by accumulation. Huge sell-off, guys. Huge sell-off, right? And this was from January 5th, right? And we're coming to the end of the quarter. So Q1 2022 is about to end at the end of this month. Okay, so just know that, and there might be some buying at the end of this quarter because they're going to have to show some green. Okay, so just know that. All right, so and that's I think we have 2 more weeks. Okay, right now S&P 500 is right there. We have them all lined up. Not really, because 4,300 close. 4,300 is going to put me right at the top here. Let's see how this sets up, and let's see where all the moving averages are gonna go. They're close. This is probably gonna run, and let's see what happens there. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right. As far as the VIX, let's look at the VIX. The VIX is climbing, guys. So again, we have the European markets going down. I mean, going up, and then we have our the fear indicator going down. We were as high as 37% on the VIX. So now it's going down. Okay, so again, we noticed these levels hit, so it's telling us a bullish bias for the week. Again, anything can change. How is it going to change? I'm going to tell you. Let's put the alert right on top of that 30, and we're going to put the alert right there. If 30 gets taken out, then fear might be entering into the marketplace and maybe start going higher. But my alerts never hit. They never hit. So I was always thinking bullish until again. So using these indicators can help you. Which stance are you thinking, calls, puts, as well as the other things as well. So we start putting things together. Is the news favorable? The news is favorable. But we're coming to the end here, and let's see. We're coming to the bottom range here of 28. So that was the bottom range of last week. Could fear come back in? As long as we stay in this range, I think we can be okay. All right. Now, the treasury notes are climbing, guys, and we climb pretty. I don't like when these things move really fast, but it's always concerning, but it's climbing 2%. There's been talks about an inverted yield curve, which was equivalent to a recession. So you need to talk, that's a more long-term outlook. And we can talk about that at length on Sunday and how to protect ourselves on that. As far as Bitcoin, let me cover that at the end, but let's look for the movers right now. I want to look for some plays. Let's look for some plays. Let's look for... All right, so I got that. Let's go into what's moving possibly. So here are the movers, guys. Again, so everything's lining up here. This moved a little bit. It's going to be a little higher. Too far away from the 50, but we can look at a different time frame and see if it pulls back. All right, again. So the futures are staying at that 42.90 range. Again, there's a lot of accumulation here occurring. But let's see. Okay, so... we have the NASDAQ rallying. Everything's rallying, guys. And what I mean by that, when we look at it from a longer point of view, it's going back. We didn't sell off, right? This rally didn't sell off. We're kind of basing here, and it looks like we want to rally, but you have to trade them to the levels here. Again, we have a basing pattern. MACDs are going higher. Let's see how it goes. And again, I think they want to take it up. Google rallying big time. So guys, this is what I want to show you on Google. This is the setup that we want to see. This is the patterns that you want to train your eyes to see. Unfortunately, it happened during off-market hours, but you can see that all the I'll bring this bigger for you guys because this is how I traded yesterday, guys. No, that's CMG. CMG's right here too, overnight, right there. Overnight, and I'll make that. I'll demonstrate that for you. This is the patterns here that we see over and over, especially when the markets are about to reverse. So these are the patterns here. We need to bounce off the MACDs. Well, first, number one, all the moving averages are consolidating after a move down, and then they're breaking up, and you got the MACDs on your side, and then you have explosiveness here. Okay, so that's one, and they happen in all time frames. So, but what I notice here on Google, it's happening here on the 50-minute time frame. So again, we had it here. It came here, didn't really move, and the MACDs didn't really give you entry, right? So, but overnight here, and again, it's overnight, so didn't really line up at the zero, but it's close enough. But you get explosiveness, right? Now it is going to come back. Let's see what happens, and if it bases here, and let's see. But that's overnight action over there. But watch Google. Google can probably move. If this is real, if this ceasefire thing is real, I think Google can really move today. So we're going to be tracking that. Now, Amazon, overnight again, happened again right there. But again, not explosive. Let's see what happens here. I think at the open, we're going to find out exactly if the market, is it real or is it a way to fake us out and start, getting us to buy? Again, ISRG, we saw this yesterday. Again, didn't move, right? Didn't move. And again, they moved it overnight. So in things like this, and I'm just going to demonstrate this for you, so obviously they bought it. It didn't sell off. This is very bullish activity, accumulation activity, actually. And then it rallied up, to 279 overnight, about 4 points. But again, just showing you that. And then we have CMG. All right, so I'm just trying to see if we can find a mover here for us today. And my other, all right, so let's see. So, and by the way, if this is real, then also you're going to see Apple, you're going to see all the big stocks that made money take off. They're going to be on fire, right? They're just going to take off. Shopify getting close, and we saw it on Shopify overnight too, but Shopify accumulating here. So maybe Shopify can move this today. Let's see if that's real, and we're going to be taking a look at it. All right, HubSpot, maybe HubSpot. HubSpot. I'm going to look at HubSpot, and we're going to look at Zoom. Bookings. Again, Bookings has it too. It just started overnight. I think they know we're on to them. All right. Broadcom, Avgo. So we got Bookings. I know we have Avgo. What was the other one here? It was HubSpot. Hubs, right? Yeah, Hubs. Okay. Okay. You got Hubs. Okay, so let's look. All right, let's break it down here. All right, so let's look at Amazon. We got Hubs as well. Amazon. Okay, hourlies and 15-minute time frame. So too far away from the 15-minute time frame. We broke out here beautifully. This was a setup. Yes, it was overnight. News yesterday. How can we play that? Well, in this time frame, didn't look juicy. It does move quite significantly. We're pretty far away. It's probably going to pull back. Overnight action, again, this is exactly the setup we're waiting for. It happened overnight. Look, it's probably going to pull back. Let it pull back. Now, there is other ways you can trade this. Now, if you're at your computer and you know what to look for, then, on the 1-minute chart, if you know what to look for, then you can look for the moving averages consolidating here. Didn't really quite get it here, like the ideally, but broke above 0. That's a bullish remark. And then but all the moving averages came down and squeezed and went up. Let me see if I can find it. Now, these are the 1-minute charts. And again, I'll cover this more in detail with you guys on Sunday, but because I want you guys to get it. But here is one here that we noticed. I just want to share this real quick. All right. Boom, right there. If you're setting this up, and this happened right around that 940, right at the open yesterday. So this is what I'm telling you. This was yesterday's action, and using that indicator where I saw, the S&P was going down, but people were buying Amazon. So it's really difficult for the S&P to go down when the top 5 stocks can't go down. They're being bought. So this is a clear example. And on the flip side, you will look at these setups right here, right? Because what's happening. It's coming back up. You're noticing what's being bought at 940. You saw this setup. So let's say you got in at 29. Those are at 2,900 too. Nice round number. Takes off. And when do you get out? Well, maybe when the moving averages squeeze, right? Which is around 29.31, or when it, like you're happy with the results you got. There is no perfect exit, but anyway, it was a trade there that you could have taken. And these are the trades I took on Tesla yesterday, and as well as a couple of other ones. But we'll cover that into greater detail this Sunday. We're going to go through that over and over and over again because I want you guys to get it. All right. But Amazon, as far as this time frame, doesn't look good right now. So it's too far away. Again, let it pull back a little bit, and let's see what happens there. Let's look at Tesla. I think Tesla can probably run. And we traded this on Tesla yesterday as well. Who else? Let me see. Yeah, Tesla's going to be a great setup. So I want to watch Tesla too because I traded this yesterday. Now, Tesla, again, pre-market was taking off here again. So all the actions happen pre-market. So ask yourself why, right? And it's being accumulated. So again, bring bought back down. Let's see what happens there. And let's see. Now, I'm going to show you, since we're setting up Tesla could come back down. It's looking like weakness. And we know the levels on Tesla. We know 850 is pretty hard, selling off. Remember, and look at this. It came back up overnight to 864. Excuse me. Wow. Came back down to 850 and it sold off. It sold off from 864 all the way down to 810, about 50 points, right? And then it's taking it back up. So what's going to happen at that 850? If it takes it out, it's going to run. It's going to run to that 888, right? 880, somewhere in there. 888. Right, I have 880 just to give me a heads up, but it's 888, and if it takes that, it's probably gonna go to that 950. But it's looking pretty good so far. All the moving averages are looking good on the hourlies. Can it continue going up? As long as all the moving averages remain positive, then that looks good. Now on the hourlies, let me go in here and I'm just gonna show you what it looks like on the 1 minute chart. If you guys are gonna be trading this today. So again, yesterday. Is this 1 minute? Yeah. This is overnight. So yesterday's action, right? This is yesterday's action. We actually traded this 2 ways, right? So look at this. I just want to share this with you guys. So again, all the moving averages consolidate, going, show me weakness at a high level at 850. So this is why knowing the level helps. 850 was pretty strong. Weakness or strength. We saw weakness and we got into, some puts there. Boom, right? Boom, all the moving averages, and you have this to the downside. So I'm going to show you what it looks like on the upside and downside train levels. And again, where do you get out? Do you get out when all the moving averages cross, at the MACD's crossing, whatever the rules are? We're going to set those up this Sunday for you guys and to discuss what's the difference is. But right there, you cross, and that was a nice trade from 847 down to about 820. 816, and if you know the levels, then you just get out the levels. Now, can you have taken that trade to the upside? Yes, because all things that go down must come up. And here is another example, boom, boom, of the things that you look for. Now, 813, where's it going to go? Maybe back up to that 840, 850, and sure enough, it hit 840. And let me show you, how do I know about 840? Well, we go to a 15-minute time frame. Right, 840, 837 was where the 50-day moving average was. All right, so right now we're breaking through. Let's see what happens again. But that's the way you can set these things up for a nice trade, especially today. Today's Lotto Friday. Options going to be really cheap, but look for those setups. Okay. Now, do I see that setup developing right now on Tesla? Yes. Do you guys see it? If you see it, tell me you see it. If you don't, tell me how you want to see it. All right. So again, Tesla 850, pretty hard. We're seeing weakness right now. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so I already know the levels, guys, but we're seeing at the open. Let's see what happens. If this starts curling, boom, and this starts coming up, boom, that could be a nice trade, and maybe it goes up to 880. Or maybe it comes up, breaks down, and maybe it comes back down where? To maybe 800, 816, somewhere in there. So anyway, that's one right there for you guys. Just watch. I think anything can happen in the next 30 minutes, but that's what I'm looking for. All right, so let's go in there. So just giving a little secret sauce. I want you guys to make some money. I know my crew. I want you guys definitely. MAs are all squeezing. Yes. All right, so that's one there. We looked at Avgo too. Avgo. Oh, my little guy here. Avgo was the one that we were looking at. So Avgo, again, if this is true about Russia, then they're going to take this one up. Obviously, this is the chips. Again, too far away right now, but all the moving averages consolidating really close in this time frame. Really close, right? So we're getting that rally. Can it run? Can it go to 600, 692? Too far away. But doesn't mean it could move today. Let's do that. Let's see if it can move here. It is Lotto Friday, right? So let's see if we can find a lotto. All right, so it moved overnight. This is the move here. Okay, but unfortunately not there. Too far away. We can look for another setup. The other one was Hubs. Hubs. Oh. HubSpot. Okay, so this is the 1 minute time frame here for Hubs, and let's see. Not getting anything here. All right, so HubSpot, not really getting anything here. But again, you had to move there, and what's up with the MACD? That's weird. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it was just not really. There he goes. Okay, so. All right, so you had it right there. around 130. That's when, this is where you can trade that. And you see that set up 428, and look where it went. It went to, you can get out 434, maybe get out right in there, 436, 434, somewhere in here. Do you see it going until they start consolidating? So, for not really much there, but, you got something. All right, I want to see what Google looks like here. Did we check out Google already? Google's already done. Let's look at Amazon. All right, Amazon's looking better to the downside, right? So we're going to the downside here until it's not. So let's see. But overall, let's take a look. All right, let's look at spiders. Let me look at spiders here for you guys, because we're coming to the end here. I want to leave you guys with something. Amazon, but anyway, I can just dive into this thing. We're gonna dive in this Sunday, guys, on all of this, so it's gonna be great. It will be recorded, so you'll have it. But again, hourlies. Let me change that to 15 to hourlies. Okay. So what do we got? Amazon's gonna pull back, so we're pulling back. Wait for the setup there. So again, remember Amazon's showing us weakness. It can probably go back to there on 29.47. E-minis right there. All right, so let's see. Let's look at spiders. Spiders right now are up. We have a gap up. Be careful of this gap fill right here, 426. Nice move here. Nice move right here. If you caught that, all the moving averages breaking through right at that 14 o'clock, which is around 3 o'clock. Right, 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3 o'clock. Right, so 2 o'clock out. 14. Yeah, 2 o'clock. All right, so right there, breaking through. And that's when we had the reversal and then just taking off. So good job on that. And then the 15-minute time frame also gave you. So you had them both. You had them both right at that 2 o'clock area. So again, boom, congratulations, awesome. Let's see now what happens. Is it going to pull back? And let's see, it's looking like it's a little bit of weakness here. Let's see if it can pull back and if it can start maybe bouncing and rallying again, or maybe start taking off. The Qs. Aren't it? Qs. The Qs, same type of thing. Qs yesterday rallied here right around that same time frame, right? 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 13 o'clock, was bouncing off the 50. We had a bounce here and it just took off here, right? So that happened around a little later in the day. Now today, we're at the high here. What can happen? Selling off, right? 338. It broke that 333 too, so it's coming back down. So MACDs are coming back down. Let's see what happens. Can it go back down to this 333? That's a big number. And then go higher, right? Then if they're going to take it up into the weekend. That's very, very positive. Now, overnight, let's look at the opposite, right? They try to take it down, and somebody's bringing it up to 328, right at that 50-day, so they're bringing it up. Now, needs to pull back a little bit. Wait for the pullback. Now, IWM looks much stronger, much stronger. Again, held at 50 on the hourlies, is breaking through. Needs some weakness here, all right? Let's see what happens. I would probably wait for again, it moved pretty significantly. It looks like this one taking some profit taken overnight. I would say that this is the futures, right? So I would say let it pull back and see if they start buying it again. But this was a lot of buying overnight session, guys. A lot of buying overnight. So are they going to take it up? More likely, yeah. And if they do, if they buy this into the weekend, that's a very, very positive thing for the overall market. Start looking at the money makers like Amazon, Apple. Look for those. The other thing what we want to look at too is CS? I think CS is a fertilizer company. No, it's not this. Anybody know the fertilizer company? Man, I always forget these fertilizer stocks. CF. All right, so CF. Let's look at CF. Okay, so CF. So guys, this is a fertilizer company. So again, another clue, right? So if this Russia thing is dying down, then fertilizer will be openly available. So this stock is plummeting right now. Why is it plummeting? So that's a clue. So these are clues that I'm kind of looking at to see what the conditions of the war are. And oil is another clue, right? So um, if this wasn't true and the war was going to escalate, then CF would be higher, as we noticed in the last, if we notice CF in the last since the war started. I mean, just kind of been on fire, right? So I mean, from $72 to 93 had a 20 or 30 some percent rise. So again, if this is not true, this is going to tank as well. So, and it's tanking. So I'm kind of putting things together. All right, guys, that's all we got right now. That's all we got. Go out there, go get it. It is Lotto Friday. We don't have anything set up, but I hope you guys got the gist of basically using the 1 minute time frame, looking for that particular pattern, either up or down. And, and we're going to discuss it at length this Sunday, 11 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock Pacific time. If anybody wants to join, just go to the link on the bio and you can join us. But until then, guys, it's been an amazing week. And let's get ready. It's 9:06. Just pick the one you choose. There's a lot of things going to move today. Just pick the ones you want. Lotto Friday options are just really, really cheap today if you're going to be at your computer. If not, just trade the system. All right, guys, go out there, go get it. Stay green, and God bless. All right, guys, take care.